I'm gonna die laughing. I just know it. Just bear with me. I'm a baby comic compared to you guys. Everything's gonna make me die laughing.
Well,
Mine says that we're live.
Yes, and mine does too.
I think, yeah, we're live.
You guys, welcome to Comic Spot. We got heavy hitters in here for you today, you lucky sons of guns. Yeah, that's right. I'd say sons of bitches, but this is not supposed to be that dirty.
Can we, it's very important to know, especially for Michele, can we curse?
Yeah, go ahead. I just
All right.
try to watch my mouth. I almost got knocked out in a parking lot the other night. I'm trying to watch my anger.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's so, my anger is out, and the older I get, I could just stab you in the eye as I walk by.
I don't feel that angry. I mostly want to take a nap. I don't really feel that angry. Anger takes a certain amount of energy. I don't think I have enough energy to be angry.
You know what? While you're napping, I'll be stabbing someone on the street if they don't
We
stab
can
me
take
first.
turns. Then you can nap and I'll stab. We can trade off. Nap and stab, nap and stab.
The Nap and Stab comedy tour.
Oh,
Why
please.
not?
I've got two great guests for you to get to know. They're plugging a fabulous show in New York City. This is going to go everywhere. It's going to go out to the troops. It's going to go to any company in New York City I can find. People are going to go there. They got to get out there. If you're around New York City, like if you're near it, you got to get over to Comic Strip Live. Their show is on November 13th at 8 and at 10. And
No,
you got
not
to
at 10. Just 8. Just 8.
It's a
Oh, we
Sunday
can't-
at 8
We
o'clock.
can't stay up that late. Are you kidding? We don't get up. We don't start anything at 10.
Michele has to take her teeth out at 9:30.
The first person I want to introduce to you, if you're at home watching or watching later, is the lady in the top square next to me, I think, Marion Grodin. You might recognize the last name because of her father, but we're not here to talk about him. We're here to talk about her. And this is about
Linda, we can talk about anything.
cool. I love this.
I'm very open, right, Michele?
Yes, you're very open.
Well, Marion Grodin, the open one on the top, she is one of the hottest comics working in New York City. She's a working comic in the Big Apple. She's been on Conan. I never even watched Conan the Barbarian. This lady's out there killing it. She's been on The View. I've never lived in an apartment with a view. I mean, she's knocking it out of the park, you guys.
I am. I'm one of the hottest comics, and that's mostly because I'm going through menopause. I'm sweating my ass off right now, Linda.
I knew that was coming. True.
Those cheap ass New York clubs don't have AC.
No, the clubs are great. Actually, so as Linda mentioned, Michele Balan and I are going to be at the Comic Strip Live on Sunday the 13th at 8 o'clock, and they have fabulous air conditioning, and it's going to be a killer show.
It's my favorite club in New York City. Oh my gosh. And I love that club. They're very supportive. And also Marion has been around this country headlining. So she's a working road comedian. Yes, sirree, you got it right here, right now. And then down in the bottom square, you know how
on the bottom. I'm always on the bottom. I'm on
She's
the bottom.
She's the bottom.
On the bottom, everywhere. My career, well, I'll leave it at that.
She told me to say that she has no credits and she only has creditors. So there we go. But you know what?
That is not true. That is not true because Michele has awesome credits.
No, I don't.
She's
well, I did. I just checked with Equifax and whatever that's called, and my credit's not bad.
Mine's on the men too. Yeah. I was a bill collector.
Mine's in the shitter. So if either of you guys could Venmo me just like a 50, I would be super grateful.
You got it. Yeah, we'll be doing that as soon as we get off of here. Yeah, all those people that are watching right now, or they're thinking about watching.
Well, if you have a lot of people, I always say, if you have 5,000 people watching you, if they all gave $1 or $2, how about that, right?
Yeah.
We got to be careful because if people call in now, they're going to think it's a telethon.
Where's Where's Jerry Lewis when we need him?
We're
What's
raising
your-
cystic fibrosis. At least that's our cover.
I know your tickets for your show are only $20 and you get them at comicstriplive.com.
Well, it's
But
gotta
That's
go, you gotta,
2263 because there's tax.
And what were you, Michelle, what,
63.
2263. What
Yeah,
else
there's-
can you get for 2263?
You know what? And you get 2 for 1. You get her,
What?
you get me, and there might be even a third one. But
What?
I think for
Got
2263, you can get a really mediocre blowjob.
With a semi-happy ending.
yeah. To
With
me, a
no,
happy ending.
for that price, you get a very depressive ending.
A
You're
blowjob
not
for
even sure it's
underachievers.
over.
What?
You're not even sure it's over. You don't really know what's happening. You're disoriented.
And you grab it and you go, is this thing on?
Right. Is this on? Is this on? Is anybody out there?
Oh my gosh.
You're a good crowd. You're a good crowd. So
It's what we call trickle down economics.
How would people, if people think you both are funny and they want to just send you Venmo or Cash App just to surprise you, how would they do that?
Well,
Yeah.
we weren't serious about that. We just
Okay,
want them to come to, we just want them to really come to our show. Like Michelle
Right.
said, you get 2 for 1 and it's going to be amazing. We have an amazing opener, also a guy named Brendan Donegan. And it's just, you know, now that the pandemic is over and people are supporting live comedy again, like Linda said, the comic strip is amazing. It's the oldest club. Michelle, is that right, in the city?
yeah, I'm the only thing older is me, but yes, it's one of the oldest clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, it's the one that launched all of the major acts, you know what I mean? As a matter of fact, Jerry Seinfeld just recorded a special there.
And I think Adam Sandler was just there.
yeah. And then
I was
following
there.
all of that is Michele Balan and Marion Grodin. We-
Don't
We're right
don't say it apologetically. I feel very good about you.
Do you know where I got to, Marion? I got to meet Michele Balan for real in person at Comic Strip Live.
Yeah, she's pretty
Really?
extraordinary. She's pretty funny.
Not anymore. I have no memory now, so I have to tell everybody else's jokes.
No, she just tells her own joke, but she tells it 13 times in a row.
Exactly. And I asked the audience, did I tell this already?
That
12
happens to me all the
times.
time. When I do multiple shows, when I do like 3 shows in a night, I do the setup and I want to look at the crowd and go, I said this already, right? Like I can't remember.
I do the same thing, and I go, well, at least you're paying attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they'll go, yes, you did. Well, at least they paid attention.
What's the funniest thing that's happened to either of you two ladies that people need to know so they can really connect with you to come to your show? Like something weird, hard, stupid, scary that will really make people want to get out and see you.
Wait,
I auditioned for, yeah, go ahead.
I just want to remind them, when we said about going to the comic strip website, there's a link to buy tickets. It could be confusing, so it just says buy tickets.
Got
I
it.
guess it's not that confusing. It says
the-
buy tickets. Okay.
So the funny thing that happened to me was that I was auditioning for Letterman at the comic strip a million years ago, and it was running late and people are getting up late and it's past my spot time. And I thought, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll just go to the bathroom. And I go to the bathroom, and while I'm sitting on the toilet, I hear coming to the stage a very funny woman. And I'm thinking, oh, I wonder who's up. Marion Grodin. And I'm sitting on the toilet. I dash so quickly, I peed a little on my foot.
That's what that yellow spot in there is.
That's
Yeah.
what that is.
Yeah. And she never made it to the show, but you know, that's what happens when you pee.
I never
yourself.
made it to the show. I went and saw my dad on the show, but
Yeah.
I myself was never on it, but I was on Conan. What's yours, Michelle?
Oh my God, I don't remember. I'm telling you, I have no memory. The funniest
Well,
thing that
tell-
happened.
You know what's a funny story? If you feel like telling it, I don't know if you want to tell it, so you'll
Go
see
ahead.
if you want to tell it. But
You can-
the story about on the cruises, what happened recently was pretty funny.
What happened recently?
You were freezing.
Oh, yeah, and that son of a bitch. Right, right, right. When I got to, it was 95 degrees out here, right? The heat in the summer. So I'm wearing a little tank top and I have to join the ship here in New York, which is great. I won't, I won't mention the cruise line, but it sounds like Norwegian. And and so I get there. We had to I take a COVID test. I get there. They want to take another COVID test. I mean, come on, Nick. So they put me in this room, and I'm not kidding, Linda. It was 40 below zero in there. I am freezing and freezing. And I said to the girl, I go, you got to get me out of here. I'm dying. I'm freezing to death. I got to go. Well, they'll come and get you. 10 minutes later, I'm still there. I go, I'm free. So I turn to the window because it's in Manhattan. And I go, you see that building right there? I live there. And in 2 minutes, I'll be back in that building at home. I just heard that they're not using me anymore.
But tell the rest of it. Did they come and get you? What happened?
Yeah, the cruise director came and he was already annoyed with me. They were all annoyed with me. So hence, that might be my last Norwegian cruise line.
I think you mean Norwegian.
Norwegian, I'm sorry, yeah.
Norwegian.
Yeah. And I'm not kidding. That's where I lived. And I'm thinking the whole time, I wish I lived in that building. I wish I lived in that building.
I have a joke I tell on stage about how I got screwed over with a Schlemelium comedy club in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
I like changing up the names to protect them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's the joke?
Yeah.
It's not real short, but there's a reason why it's not that short. I was told that I have so much potential by this comedy club that starts with the letter H, and it stands for full of hot air. And well, actually, when I thought about it, what they actually said, you know how we do, I had to break it down. They said, no matter how funny you get, we're never going to book you.
Because?
And so I went back the next day because it takes me a while to get it, And I said, why? And they said, because you're too damn old and you're not relatable to the young people. So I said, well, that's a bitch. Let me figure out what I have in common with the young people. So I made me a little list, and the list goes on for about 10 feet. I take it on stage with me, and then I start quoting shit until people just want to vomit.
What's one of them on that list? What's one of them on that list?
Like I have in common with the young people, like, you guys like pearl necklaces. You love to give them. You like to receive them. You love to even wear them. I always wear mine. I wear them everywhere I go. I go, you're into one night stands? Oh yeah, hell yeah. I love one night stands. And I get mine at IKEA. So you can only afford one. Have you seen the prices? And I go on and on.
Now, I thought with the pearls, you were going to go dirty.
Yeah, me too.
I thought there was going to be a reference to anal beads.
Yeah,
because if you're trying to relate to the younger audience, I don't think they wear pearls, but I do think they stick them in their ass.
Yeah,
yes.
I know you guys listen to Pearl Jam. I wear pearls.
Yeah, you can tell we're from New York because we're a little rough around the edges.
You wear pearl jams. I just jam my pearls.
Yeah, up my ass.
So we're very excited about this show. Michele and I haven't worked together for how long has it been, Michele?
Jesus, before the pandemic, you think?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh yeah.
I mean that we did a show together at Gotham, probably.
Yeah, a long time ago. Is that when what's her name? Cindy Adams was there and did
so we were there and Cindy Adams was there and I ended up getting a book deal. I think that was, and I wrote a memoir called Standing Up, a Memoir of a Funny, Not Always Life. Yeah, no, that was an amazing night. Is she living?
I don't know.
You know what? I'm at a point in my life where I don't know who's dead.
I know. I don't know. I think I'm dead, quite frankly. I don't know.
I didn't want to say anything, but if you can't make it to the show because you've actually died, I'll do your time.
Would you please? You know my act already. You could do it. Because nothing has changed since 1993. It's the same show I've been doing.
Right. I know.
I know you
Not-
two don't like to brag and you're just here to talk about your show, but one more thing that would make it really something for people to relate to is bragging about people you've performed with or people who've come along and helped you. Can you just do a little bit of brag just so people
I'll
get a
I'll do one. So many years ago, because I think I was living in Manhattan. So this is a long time ago because now I live in Jersey. I was put on a show at Caroline's with Dave Chappelle. And I went into the green room and we were the only two people in the green room. And I was nervous to say anything, but I'm such a fan. Well, I was such a fan. I'm less of a fan now. But I said, what have you learned in all the time you've been doing stand-up? And he paused for so long, I thought he didn't hear me. And I said, what have you? And he was like, no, baby, I got you. I heard you. And he said, you get to a point on stage where it's real time, where it's not like this other alternate time. You're up there in real time, like it's that organic and that vivid. And that's an experience that I now have doing stand-up, which is a beautiful thing, which is sort of, it's kind of the zen of comedy, not to get all like highfalutin, but I think that, you get to a point when you're doing stand-up, and for me, I do a lot of improv and I do a lot of crowd work. And it's just in real time. It's just in the moment. And I just love it. And there'll be a lot of that on the show on the 13th at Comic Strip.
Yeah, Marion's the great at that. She's like, improvising off the cuff. She improvised so much. One night she was singing, and I'm like, no, that's not what you do. And got to step
I
back,
actually juggle now in my act. It happened very organically. I picked up an orange off someone's table and I said, fuck it, let me throw this into the air and see what happens.
Yeah.
hilarious. Isn't it
Michelle,
amazing?
who's the biggest person you've worked with, or the person that was the most exciting?
Well, I
Or-
opened for the Smothers Brothers years ago.
Cool.
And they were wonderful, and they kept mentioning me. How about that, Michele Balan? And the best thing that happened to me is, Cameron Manheim. She's now on Law and Order, but she was on Practice, and I met her in LA when I was on Last Comic Standing, and she invited me, or she actually gave me a warrant to show up at her 50th birthday party. And so to be honest, let me tell you something, talk about shitting a brick. I think the person who was before me was David Crosby. I'm like, are you kidding? I'm like, there are people up there, all these, Cusack or this or that. And I'm like, and I'm here. And then all of a sudden, all these big names, and in the brochure, Michele Balan. They're all going, who the fuck is this Michele Balan?
But you performed.
Yeah, so I went up. It was sort of like, performing and doing a little roast about. She was on stage with her son Milo, who's a big star now. He's on Zombies. He's so gorgeous. He was in Dancing with the Stars. Oh, he's big. So he was a little boy then, and so I had to kind of roast her and do this. And let me tell you, Caroline Ray was like the host, and she was like, "Good luck." I'm like, "Really? Good luck." So I got up on stage. Let me tell you something. I was so nervous. There was lobster being served, and I couldn't even eat lobster. That's how nervous I was. I go, I can't even eat lobster. So I went on stage and I'm like, God, please don't let me bomb tonight. I'll give you 3 other bombs, but not tonight. And so I pulled it out. It was great. And then that's where I got my promo, where I have Jason Alexander telling me how great I am, Deborah Messing, Alan Cumming, what's her name, the one that wrote My Greek Wedding, and blah blah blah. I have all these people telling me how wonderful, which I use as a promo now. And that was
Cool.
the most magnificent night of my life.
That's
Awesome.
Yeah. And now, getting a deal at Trader Joe's is now magnificent. Finding chicken cutlets back at $7. That's magnificent.
So another night for me that was amazing was the day that my marriage ended and I was finishing breast cancer treatment, my father flew me out to Hyannisport to perform at Ethel Kennedy's big fundraiser. There were all these stars there, and there were all these political stars there. And I had very little hair, and I was going through a separation. And he was so loving that he wanted me on that day to be somewhere where I felt great and I felt important and I felt empowered. And I'm sitting next to my dad on the side of the stage, and there are these people doing this big Broadway number, and it's flashy, and there's sequins and singing and kicks and lights. And I said to my dad, was this a terrible idea? And he didn't even look at me. He kept looking straight ahead, and he said, you'll be the best thing on the show. And I went up and I killed, and it was amazing. And I
Right.
did this bit about the trauma of buying a bathing suit. And Ethel Kennedy came up to me afterwards, Ethel Kennedy, and said, oh my God, that bathing suit bit was so funny. And I'll
Yeah.
be doing it Sunday, November 13th at the comic strip.
My gosh, that's so fabulous. I'm
Oh my
promising
God.
you guys, I'm sending this video as soon as it gets done rendering. I'm sending it to anything on Facebook, any group that says New York Gay. I don't care.
Yeah.
Good, we love it.
Yeah, November 13th. Well, originally I wanted to do it this Sunday on my birthday and have like, you know, my birthday gift show. And I don't know if it would turn out to be a gift. We'll see how it goes. So we're
Happy
doing it the next
birthday.
week. Yeah. I don't know what's so happy about it, but another year. You know what? Just yesterday I was a year younger.
Yeah. But you know what? I love when people say, and it's really cliched, but when people say, what's the alternative? I mean,
I
we're
think-
here. So that's
Yeah.
good.
Yes.
I know, what's the alternative? I don't know. Let me think about it. It
The
might not.
alternative is
Yeah.
you're dead.
So
Not good.
who knows? Everybody says it's a better place, but I've never met anybody from there, so I'm not so
I
sure.
know.
it's true.
I know.
You know, it's a better place.
I'll take this. I'll take this.
Yeah. So what I want you two ladies to know that I get the clip when I get to this part, but I gotta say it. I'm sitting here with two people that are killing it in comedy. And I'm only 8 years in, and I'm just barely getting booked on real shows. And I look up to you ladies. You're my strength. I cherish female comedians who are out there killing it. Every time I see your posts, Michelle, now Marion, you guys, we need people like you to look up to. Thank you
Mhm.
so much. Not just for your constant, putting things aside for comedy to make people laugh, but for being strong women in a sometimes male dominated scenario.
Oh, sometimes, always male dominant. And you know what? Marion goes out and she does the casinos and the clubs. She's killing me. I'm on a cruise ship. You know, I hardly do the clubs anymore. I'm out to sea. You need me, I'm out to sea somewhere. But I've been seeing the world. I just was in Egypt. I was in Israel. I was in Greece. I was in just, you know, I've been
You were in a small, very cold room.
in a very cold room on Norwegian.
The funniest thing about Michelle is that she can see her apartment from the boat.
I
She's
live
like,
right
let me
there.
off this Makakta boat. I live there.
I should have said to her, I live right there. Wait, who's in my apartment?
The ex-Israeli prime minister is trying to get back in power, and now I can bring back my old joke.
Which is?
When he ran for office the first time, he promised everybody that they'd get free internet and email. You know, as long as he's in office, they're going to have a Netanyahu.
Uh,
Oh God. That's cute. That's cute.
so Linda, how did you come to live in Vegas?
Okay, so I'm old, white, and straight as an arrow. I can't help it. And Portland is not, really a place where old, white, straight people can get booked. And if you do, you're, like the audience isn't really having it. It's not, there's a reason why Schlemielium told me that the club isn't going to want me. It was the wrong place for me to do comedy. And so I came here on a visit for a birthday party for Stephen Pearl. I don't know if you know who he is, but he used to travel with Robin Williams. And so I came to visit, and it was all people my age doing comedy, and a lot of heterosexual men and women, and I thought, well, I don't have much of a sex life. Let me give this a shot. And, I just wanted to be here in Vegas. So I went back home, packed up my stuff, and gave notice and moved here.
I know so
That's
many people who moved to Vegas. They live in Vegas. They say they love it there, and and it's not expensive. It's my friends. I know a few people there, and I toy with the idea of going out there.
Yeah.
Because it looks and not to strip. I don't like that's I stay in New York for that crap, but they love it there, and there's a lot of people from the cruise ships that I meet, and they all live in Vegas, and they don't necessarily work there. They're on the cruises, but they love living there.
I want to ask you, one time
Yeah.
Michelle posted a picture where she was hugging some people after a show on the cruise. And I said, they look like they're from Oregon. And Michelle goes, they're from Oregon. I go, damn, they look like Oregon.
They do.
I live in Teaneck, New Jersey, and I love it. It's just a lot of Jews and bunnies.
Teaneck, New Jersey. I know. I gotta change it. I can't take it. I live in New York my entire life, but I'm so over it. I can't even. I never thought I'd hear myself say I'm so over it, but
You were thinking
Michelle,
of
how are
moving
you
to
upstairs
Portland.
neighbors? Michelle has noisy upstairs neighbors. How's that been?
oh my God, I'm one of these days I'm gonna be in jail if I don't move, because I'm gonna go up there with a baseball bat, and if I had a gun, I'd probably shoot it through my ceiling by now. So I don't know. So I don't know. It's just the whole thing. The city is like so crime ridden now, and there's so much shit going on. It's like,
There's lots of rats.
oh, the rats are not the hard part. It's the people. I mean, unless the rats were stabbing us, but they're not. It's the people.
So
You know,
much
Michelle, what
crime.
are you doing? You look very busy.
I know. I'm getting my shit together. I got to go somewhere, so I have to pack up while I'm on the phone. I know I'm multitasking. Hold on, I'll be right back.
So we'll just plug the show one more time, you guys. So everybody, this was for a purpose, because Michele Balan with the glasses on and Marion Grodin up there in the top area with the blue top, they're doing a show at Comic Strip Live. One time to see the two of them, two fabulous comedians for the price of one.
Just think of $22. We're $11 each.
That's
Actually,
nothing.
2263, so it's
Oh.
1131. 1131 for 1131.50. But the thing is that it is really cool to see two women, and it is great to support live comedy and to support live women. We're alive. And and the main thing, the bottom line, the initial line and the bottom line is it's going to be hilarious. It's just going to be a night of a lot of laughs and a lot of fun.
Yes, absolutely. You guys, thank you so much for coming on and giving
Thank
me
you for
the.
plugging it. Thank you. For,
I will
oh,
plug.
you have to buy your tickets, because that's how it's gonna see. You can't show up at the door and buy them. You got to buy it through that website, that link.
Yeah, go to the website. It'll say buy tickets and tell your friends, and it's going to be a great night. Linda, thanks so much for having us
Thank you,
on.
Linda.
Thank you both. And Marion, I want to interview you. And Michelle, I want you to come back and give everybody an update on your life.
All right,
Please, I
sounds
better
good.
hurry. All
Bye.
right.
Love you
Bye.
both.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks again.
Thanks,
Bye,
guys.
everybody. Bye.